Welcome back to a special interview with C today here in the ASEAN Indo-Pacific Forum in Jakarta, Indonesia. My name is Aditya Warman. As we know that the Secretary-General of Indian Ocean Rim Associations of IORA, Dr. Salman Al Farisi, and also His Excellency Dr. Kau Kim Horn, the Secretary-General of ASEAN, signed a Memorandum of Understanding on the sidelines of the 43rd ASEAN Summit and related summit held in Jakarta from 4 to 7 September 2023. The MOU aims to strengthen the cooperation between ASEAN and IORA for the benefits of their member states. And the document set out practical cooperation between ASEAN and IORA. In this beautiful day, we have Dr. Salman Al Farisi, Secretary-General of IORA. Bapak, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum. How are you, Pak?
Waalaikumsalam. I'm fine.
You're fine?
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and welcome back to Indonesia.
Thank you very much.
Yes. How do you see the summit overall for the ASEAN and IORA, Pak?
Indeed, as always, Indonesia always very good in the preparation as well as the implementation of this program. I think a lot of activities going on, and then we can indeed get the benefit of this kind of activities.
Excellency, before we further to talk about what the benefits between the memorandum between ASEAN and IORA, could you tell us and elaborate more what actually IORA stands for, Pak?
Yeah, Indian Ocean Rim Association is the association of countries along the Indian Ocean. It is washed by littoral state washed by Indian Ocean. We have 23 member states now, from Australia in the east until eastern part of Africa, South Africa, Kenya, Seychelles, including Mauritius indeed. And then we have also countries like India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka in the South Asia, and we have UAE and Oman and Iran in the Middle East. So it's the membership is stretching from the east and in the Pacific to the Western Indian Ocean.
Right.
East Africa.
It's huge member.
Huge member.
It's members.
Yeah. If you talk about Indo-Pacific, Indian Ocean area region is really, I think, very significant in terms of geography.
Right. Excellency, could you provide an overview the current states of cooperation between ASEAN and also IORA in the 43rd ASEAN Summit here in Jakarta?
Yeah, thank you very much for this pertinent question, because if you may recall that at the Leader Summit in Jakarta, IORA Leader Summit in Jakarta in 2017, during the chairmanship of Indonesia, we agreed, among others, to expand our cooperation with international bodies and regional bodies like ASEAN. And then we indeed try to do that for quite some time. Almost half of ASEAN member states also a member of IORA. And that's why since 2022 we intensify the effort to have the real cooperation to make the cooperation institutionalized. And when Indonesia hosting the summit, Indonesia invite the chair and the SG of IORA to attend the East Asia Summit. And here we have the MOU signed 2 days ago in Jakarta.
Could you tell and deliberate more about the MOU itself?
Yeah, the MOU indeed strengthening our cooperation, and then we have, as you mentioned in the earlier, that we agreed to have more synergize cooperation in the area of blue economy, where we do a lot on activities on the capacity building on blue economy. We also agree to strengthen our people-to-people contact because we know that we need to have more contact so we can understand each other, and that there's also the crack of peaceful relationship that we can generate in the future. And then talking about the people and to people contact, we see the importance of having more interaction between the youth in the region. So that's a very good activities that we can pursue in the future. And also in the people-to-people contact, we agree also to promote our digital connectivity. It's just because it's very modern things that we should pursue for the betterment of our people in the region.
This is something very interesting and quite opened my mind, because I joined some of the youth exchange excellencies between Indonesia and Canada, and I think it's broadening not only Indonesian youth but also Canadian youth to be not only to engage in the cooperation between people-to-people contact, but also we're exchanging something which is the values, the point of view between two nations. I think it's very brilliant if we can do the exchanges between ASEAN and IORA member states.
Precisely.
Excellency.
Precisely, yes.
And the questions I would like to raise to you, Excellencies, can you share the examples, the initiative that been taken between both of bloc to address common challenges, especially in the Indian Ocean region?
Yeah, the MOU is just signed 2 days ago by the two associations, and then indeed we welcome the agreement and then the formal signings of this MOU, and then as we agreed on several sectors of activities, we will indeed try to see some commonalities of activities that we have already done in our plan of action.
Right.
So I don't think that there is a need to reinvent the wheel. I believe all of the two associations have existing program that we can synergize each other, including on the climate change, on the blue economy, and other activities that we can do together. So with the by synergizing our effort, I believe it will be more effective and efficient in trying to attain our goals.
Also, we share the ASEAN values and our visions about how to make it prosperities.
Yes,
Excellency.
yes,
Excellency, can you elaborate on the role of IORA in promoting a free and open Indo-Pacific, and how does this concept align with the complement ASEAN's visions for the region?
Yeah, IORA is association with a focus on economic development.
Right.
And then talking about the centrality of ASEAN, I think as I mentioned that ASEAN have the very good experience in maintaining the stabilized regional architecture.
Right.
And then that's why I think ASEAN can continue this kind of experience and spread their good experience and best practices also to ASEAN member states, so we can what you call it? We can have the situation where we can have the opportunity to concentrate our effort on development activities. And with that way, I believe we can maintain the stability of the region, not only the ASEAN region but also the Indo-Pacific region.
Right. Excellencies, Indonesia chair the ASEAN this year. I just want to know, can you share insights into IORA's perspectives on ASEAN leadership, and how do you see Indonesian leader to driving this organization, these associations, into keep on track to get the goal ASEAN Visions 2035?
Yeah, as a theme itself, so making ASEAN as the epicenter
Of growth, yes.
I think ASEAN still very influential in this region, and then I believe that ASEAN is the most influential regional organization in the world, and then and we can see how ASEAN can recover from COVID, and the economic growth is quite remarkable.
Yes.
Indeed, there are different from one to another ASEAN member state, but still, the growth is very remarkable. So I think this is the way that ASEAN can do more productive cooperation for their prosperity, and I appreciate the leadership of Indonesia, who concentrate on issues which is more on development activities. Although I believe Indonesia doing very much efforts to maintain the stability, including how to address the existing conflict that still going on here in this region, but I think it's quite a good example for us, including for IORA.
Okay, Excellency, thank you very much for your time with us here today. I hope that the initiative between two blocks will working hand to hand in the next futures, and I hope that IORA and ASEAN will working together, not only to exchange the people-to-people contact, but also to strengthen the cooperation in economic, especially in the region. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for
very
your time.
much. Thank you again for making this interview happening.
Thank you, Excellency.
Thank you.
So that was our conversation with Excellency Dr. Salman Al Farisi, the Secretary-General of Indian Ocean Rim Associations, or IORA. My name is Aditya Warman.